Page 48. Chapter 11. Ghosts and Goblins. Type: Horror, Search and Destroy. Objective: your name is Arthur, and you're a knight. Whilst you are picnicking with the princess, a demon swoops from the sky and spirits her away. Hurrying after them, you must pass through 7 gates and fight the devil himself in order to save her. Layout: the screen shows each of the 7 stages through which Arthur must pass: the graveyard and woods, the ghost town, the underground route to the castle, the underworld, and Lucifer's chamber. Scroll: Arthur moves from side to side or up and down depending upon the phase of gameplay. Hero's power: Arthur comes equipped with armor, a weapon, usually a javelin, 3 lives, and the ability to leap or crouch. If he jumps from atop a tombstone in the first level, he'll go farther. As he travels, Arthur can exchange his weapon for any other one he finds. If you don't want to make the swap, simply jump over the weapon. These arms are javelins, swords, faster than javelins, axes, crosses, they halt each attack pronto, and torches, which not only burn whatever they touch, but also temporarily create a wall of fire. Many monsters also can't cart along jars, which if slain, they leave behind in them maybe armor, a helmet, aka extend, which adds a life, and a dark time disk. It increases 1 lifespan. Finally, whenever Arthur slays a gatekeeper, a key falls from the sky. Retrieve it, and it restores armor Arthur may have lost, and also allows him to proceed to the next level. The hero's weaknesses: being touched by a forward projectile will cost Arthur his armor. Being touched or hit in a single time costs a life. Falling from a cliff or ledge just once will kill the knight. He can also become a frog. See about your enemies. An object that Arthur must destroy is the light. An object that Arthur must avoid is the light time disk. It decreases his lifespan. I just wanted to have a little fun, so this actually isn't me reading from the instruction manual as you may think, but instead I am reading from this interesting self-help book, How to Win at Nintendo by Jeff Roven. However, the book has also been dedicated to a few others as well in the acknowledgments. Just wanted to change it up a little bit, in addition to also playing this game in color. So, let's see what we can do with this behemoth. One of these days, I would absolutely love to see a veteran Dark Souls player try to attempt this game. Before Dark Souls, there was Ghosts and Goblins. I'm going to tell you right now, I have no intention of beating this game, but I want to see how much I can show you good people. If I can make it to level 3, I'll be impressed. There we go. The interesting thing is there actually is a code to be able to just skip to the last level, but I showed that some time ago. So, I want to show you this game in color. Gotta love this demo screen. It just doesn't try. Of course, it's so early in the NES's lifespan, it could be possible that's all they could program. Okay, here we go. Now, anybody that's a fan of AVGN will know what the first objective of this level is. Get the knife. The javelin will work okay, but you can shoot a lot faster with the knife than with the javelin. So you just have to wait for the zombies to start dropping baskets. Of course, they would have to drop a fireball instead. Unfortunately, I think it stays there. Yes. Well, it just said to simply jump over it. Oh well. With how unforgiving this game is, I do very much appreciate the fact that it has unlimited continues. Hey, I guess I'll just rack up points until the knife does show up. Come on. And here's the main thing, is be sure not to hit the tombstones along the way, otherwise, there it is. You may accidentally awaken an ancient being that will turn you into a frog. And when you're turned into a frog, that means that you are unable to attack, but at least you are able to jump. Okay. Still kind of crazy to think this guy got his own game. Gargoyle's Adventure. I still have the first one on Game Boy, actually. The second one I did have a while ago, but I don't know. Now the game is very impressive in the graphical technique. In terms of graphics, I felt it was a pretty shallow experience. Like, there was only like 4 levels, and then once you beat it, that was it. Okay. Definitely getting the money. And then we gotta get the ghosts. I'm gonna guess this one extends the time, right? Oh, that was just extra time. I do love how that particular medallion also shows up in Mega Man. It gives you one of everything. I'm honestly surprised I made it that far without losing a single life. Usually that red devil takes it away. Let's see how anger-induced I can get by this game. This, I don't know, there's just something about this game that's a little less aggravating than Castlevania 3. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still very much something that makes you want to pull your hair out, but it is still... It's just not so much, I don't know. I think it's just because of the randomness is what makes it so annoying. See, like that for instance. Okay, take on the unicorn! I think you gotta wait for the key to drop, yep. Now, despite what you would think, that is not the end of level 1, as you can see on the map screen. In order to get past level 1, I have to get through the ghostly village. And this is one of the few levels I feel like I could speedrun. Or at least I could have. I'm a little out of practice. Go! Yes! Made it to the first checkpoint. I guess at least that's also pretty forgiving. I was about to say, where did the crows come in? Not to be confused with the movie starring... Oh, what is his name? Bruce Lee's son. Okay, can I get the big guy from over here? And, yeah, that's probably the thing I find crazy, is that according to the manual, these things are called big guys, which to me, I call them ogres. And that is the main reason that you need the knife, because the javelin just isn't fast enough to take the 7 hits that these ogres require. Okay, let's get this one on the other side. like I'm doing good unless one of the ogres takes a dump on me. And once again, this is the first level. No! See what I mean? Randomness. That is always the thing about these old classic games, is it's all about pattern recognition, but here, the pattern changes from point to point. Especially when they just throw in a random bird every so often. I don't know why I said that like good with breath. No! Oh, did I get the high score at least? Yeah, of course I got the high score. I mean, I think to just surpass the high score, yep, I got the high score. But let's be honest, this was in a transitional period in video games where it was less about the score and more about actually seeing the end of the game. Points really do you very little. It's just kind of a pride thing, I guess, because it's just like, yeah, seeing the end of this game is quite the achievement. Okay, so there's nobody there. Alright, big guy. Go the other way. No! The bird's coming, I just know it. Hopefully that's enough room. Here's a little bit of a trick. If you need to mash a button really quickly, either use the pointer finger or the middle finger, because if you use the thumb, you're gonna get pretty tired. Okay. No! This is definitely a game that's a test of patience. Something that I think a lot of adults just kind of lose as they get older. Potentially. I don't know, I just feel like when you're a kid, this is basically all you have to focus on is just games, but when you're an adult, it's like, oh, so many other things I need to focus on instead. Okay, let's see if I can beat this level in my underwear. Probably not. I was about to say, where are the platforms? I always like to go as high as I can. I don't know how I survived. Woo! Okay. Hopefully I got enough time for this, and then I've only got like another 30 seconds. Reach! I get the feeling the timer's gonna get me on this one. Well, maybe it'll be quick enough for me to beat the unicorn. Take this tool in this time. Come on! Yes! We get the key! I've only got 5 seconds! Ah! Woo. I will admit, I was just kind of hyping that up a little bit, but I mean, like, wow. I did not think I was going to be able to get that so easily. Alright. I'm officially on level 2. Which I like how the music actually changes here. This, I feel like, is where the real game begins. The first one is just the demo. Not to be like, I mean, obviously the game gets harder from here, but well, it's just the idea that it feels like you're actually seeing something different. You got different music, you got different enemies and whatnot with these things. Woo! Yes! You can only hit those things when they turn red. Okay. I somehow knew he was going to fire at the bottom, like, come on. Both of them, right? Yep. Not another fireball, I want the knife! Alright. I shouldn't have done that. I've angered the beast within. I I just needed a fresh start, in all honesty. Yes, I know the map. Stop mocking me, devil. For anybody that may be a fan of the irate gamer. I very much agree. Every time they show the map, it feels like they're just kind of mocking you. Of course, there would be a ghost. I don't remember there being ghosts around this section. It's been a long time since I last played this game. Now, if I remember correctly, I can actually outrun that guy. It's just very difficult, I think. Okay, so you go up here, and that's where the basket falls, right? No? Stupid ghost! Maybe I go up here. I know there's an armor pickup in this level. Not that it matters. Working on my vocal skills. Yes! Okay, got through that guy without having to take too many hits. There we go. Now, if I remember correctly, if you just keep going to the left, you can actually outrun the guy. That's annoying me. Where did you come from? You were not there before! Maybe this is where the armor pickup is. If you get enough of those, you get an extra life, I'm sure. Not the demon babies! I always hate how they do this. You gotta make sure you press select twice to continue, because if you just press the start button, you're just gonna start over from the beginning, all over again. Once again, very early into the NES lifespan, so... Wow. I am terrible! I at least want to get to that dragon! I feel like I'm kind of doing my best Shrek impression. Don't get my pebbles! And if anybody knows what that's a reference to, I'd be impressed, because I don't think it's very well known. There we go. Only got one hit. The guy takes 4. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Don't know why it's the bottom one instead of the top one first, but whatever. No! I should just take my own advice and just go down the other way. I think that would just be easier. At least I made it past level 1. That I'd say is a surprising achievement for some reason. Not like get past the first boss, no, just beat level 1. Because it's in 2 sections, so you have to beat the first boss 3 times! 3 times! I feel like I just keep repeating it for emphasis. Emphasis! Now, is the game smart enough where it doesn't respawn? Good. Rage, fury, irritation, humiliation. Keep going. I want to see if I can at least make it past this level. If I can't do it within the next turn, I'm gonna see if the book has anything to say. Get down! Thank you. Okay, looks like that's 2. And there we go. Oh wait, here's the trick. Of course you would have to walk. There we go. It's still kind of flickering over there in the corner, but it works. I'm trying to remember, what was the trick? Not that. Not politely. I have done this before. I want to do it again if I can. If I can't, well, I'm about in the same boat as 90% of gamers, in all honesty. This is a very brutal and very difficult game. I'm not really sure why I keep going British. Like, if anybody can tell me what kind of accent this is, I would very much like to know. Oh, bother. Just getting past level 2. Okay, I'll take that as a good sign. There's always a ghost stick. I was about to say, it can't be that easy. There's nothing in this game that's ever easy. Okay, so this is level 2. Curious to see what has to be said about this. So this is page 48, I believe. Yep, goes to Goblins. Patterns, beginning strategies. I love this. Beginner strategy. To begin with, if you open the game with a torch, start over. It may not be sporting, but it's practically compared to cold steel. Fire is slow and useless. In general, follow this rule. Whatever the level, keep moving ahead as swiftly as possible, turning to kill monsters behind you only when you're about to strike. Stopping and presenting your back to the enemy in front will only invite them to cluster. Upon reaching the first building of the ghost town, okay, I get that part. They're called Big Man. There's no monster on the first floor, leaving you free to continue near the Raven. Entering the next building. Let's see, the 4th level is much simpler, faced with moving eyeball platforms. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay, it looks like this. Advanced strategy. When you enter the next level, bats will descend in a wave from right to left. Shooting the first 3 on the right, move onto the space they vacated and shoot the one on the left. Also blasting zombies. Go to the upper ledge. Less blue ball breathing mountain here. Fire repleting me into the mountain. Okay. Appear of shots into the red devil on the step. As soon as you fire at him, dart to the left, jump down to the lower step, and when the devil passes overhead, and to the right. Turn left, and jumping before it swoops down at you, blow it to crimson atoms. Don't even bother with the next forest ghost that chases you. It won't touch you. When you reach the next ball-breathing mountain, stop in the middle of the step below it, hop up, pump 2 shots into it, wait for the blue ball to pass overhead, it won't drop down on you. Jump again, shoot the forest ghost if it emerges, and keep firing until the mountain explodes. Deal with the next red devil by shooting twice, racing under it to the right, turning and blasting it. Continuing along the stone staircase, watching for the petite devils, and that's what I call the demon babies, which will attack when you reach the money bag. Note, though there are many ways to proceed, you will face red devils on every route. The best ways to go is to ascend the second ladder you encounter. There's one less red devil along this path. You reach the top of the cliff, jump all the way down and kill the red devil. I'm not really sure if that helps, but I'll at least give it a shot. So that's kind of fascinating that they want you to just book it all the way to the other end. Oh, that is easier. Alright, Jeff, I think you're doing good. If it appears, they always appear. There we go. There we go. You got him. I was gonna say, I remember there's a ghost there. Stupid ghost. Let's see. I think I want to go this way. No. I need to be at a better pitch for that. No. It's more fun that way. At least I think it is. Woo! That's more like it. If the ghost appears, it always appears. Good A. Okay. Just beat 2 of them. Very nice. I know the ghosts are coming. Yeah, this is where I want to go. That's what I remember, because look at all the points that thing gives you. Let's see, so there's a red devil there. Now, is there one up here that I can avoid easier? There we go. Yes, this is the way I want to do it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because if I remember, you jump around. There's something up here. There it is! Oh, that was just extra points. I could have sworn you got an armor pickup in this level. Is this one turning into a frog? Yep. At least the frog jumps higher. It wears off eventually, don't worry. Come on! There we go. Okay, dragon time. Now the crazy thing is you don't have to wipe out the body first, just so long as you hit the head enough times. Alright. Level 3. As the book said, this level is more of a platforming challenge than an enemy gauntlet like the last one. Just gotta watch out for these crazy eyeball platforms. They all go at different speeds, of course, and they all go different distances. It's a 1-up, I believe. I'm gonna get it. Just so you know what the 1-up sound effect sounds like. And whatnot. Okay, thankfully you can just phase through these platforms for some reason. Okay. Good. Bad. Interesting. If anybody remembers that, I'm just breaking the game. I guess that's what I get for breaking the game. Breaking the game, breaking the game, I'm on fire! Now if anybody... I want to say that's Judas Priest that sings that song. Breaking the law, breaking the law. Breaking the law, breaking the law. I love how the game just can't keep up with it. Just run. It's just easier if you run. Alright. Well, that didn't turn out as well as I was hoping, but whatever. Just have to keep moving. I'm thinking that one turned me into the frog. At least now I'm on the bridge of fire. I guess under this logic, maybe this is the bridge over the river Styx. I mean, essentially, you do have to go to hell to be able to get your girlfriend. Dang it. Pick it up. Nope. Hear the concentration, can't you? Gotta watch out for all these pixies. Yes. Alright, dragon time. Main thing I gotta watch out for is that the dragon will spit fireballs. Occasionally. Yeah, I got a 1-up. Alright. Now we're in the very bowels of Satan's Hades. I'm sorry I couldn't resist. But listen to the music here. Make sure you get those skulls before they start dancing. I'm gonna skip on the axe. Doesn't work very well here. You want the knife for the ogres! I'm kind of thinking there was something special about this area. Yeah, the 1-up. So if you keep consistently getting here to that 1-up, you can really rack up some points. Which in all honesty doesn't mean much, but hey, at least you don't have to watch the continued screen over and over. I mean, you do still have to watch this screen over and over, but at least you don't have to continually make sure to select the continue option. Definitely want to kill those skulls, because if you're not quick enough, they will ruin your day. Heck, they're so bad they may even ruin your week. Like this bat is definitely messing me up. Woo! Go away, Pixie. Don't be throwing your pepperoni in there. Axe, because the knife is better for this section. Although I do wonder why... Okay, where did that come from? Because I did not see that. Now at least I was able to show you the dragon. Let me see if I can show you the boss of this area. This, I know for sure, is one of the few levels that will give you an armor pickup. Which I will definitely need, especially with what's been going on. Check the red dot. Good. They always give you an axe. The axe can be good against the likes of the dragon, but they do not do so well against the big guys or the red devils. Actually, they might be alright for the red devils, actually. So, for those of you wondering about the axe, if you know about the fireball, it is basically the same thing, except, well, so it has an arcing pattern, and you have to, and it doesn't leave a wall of fire, so what you have to do is you have to wait until the both axes leave the screen before you can start firing again. That's why the knife is good, because you can have 3 knives on screen. No! As opposed to the javelin, which you can only have 2. Fireballs you gotta wait to burn down, and the axe you have to wait until it leaves the screen. Probably one of the best weapons is what the book refers to as the cross. It doesn't have that far of a range, but it does also block enemy projectiles. No! Yes! The red dot is like Michael Myers. It moves slowly, but if you're not careful, it will sneak up behind you and kill you. I want to get the high score. Alright. That was stupid, but I'm happy that it worked out. Alright. No! That's basically this game in Castlevania 3. It's like every time you think you're doing good, they're just like, die. The biggest difference is, at least Castlevania, you get more than 2 hits. Nope! Stupid ogre taking a bloody dump on me. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty disgusting picture, actually. Come on. Well, I'm definitely not getting a high score. They just come out of nowhere, don't they? I'm going to keep going just a few more times because I want to show you the boss of this level. I don't think I'm going to be beating level 5, but I at least want to see if I can show you the end of this one. Even if I don't beat the boss. No! Oh good, I thought that was a ghost. It's just one of the red dots from the evil pixies. I don't think I was gonna make it. I know that demon baby's gonna come and wreck my day. Demon pixie. What can I say? It just feels like a good luck charm. Much like how a professional ball player will lick the brim of his hat before he throws a pitch. Or like blowing into an NES cartridge to get it running again. Yes, I know so many people say it doesn't work, and at the worst, it might actually hurt your system, but I don't care. More often than not, it actually does something. I am an idiot. Woo! Okay, big guy. Woo! Okay. If I can make it across this chasm, that's where the armor pickup is. Yes! No! Come on! This game is just downright sadistic. Even with the armor pickup! That is the furthest I've ever made it, but it's just a few more steps up to show you the boss, and I want to show you the boss! There's a reason I don't play this game very often, as you can tell. I mean, just listen to how worked up I'm getting by this. Okay, bet. Yes! Okay, the pixie, I'm sure is coming. No? Okay, I passed the area of the pixie. Get the lucky one up. Watch out for the ghosts. Good. You just always gotta love how this game just feels like it's gonna break at any moment. There's just always something flickering out in the corner. That's how the game is supposed to function. It's just so early in the NES lifespan that it just causes some of the random issues like that. Woo! Yes! I just know there's a ghost that's gonna come between me and this big guy. I should not have jumped! Yes! No! Okay, I'm on a timer. Hurry up, beat the big guy before the ghost comes. Yeah! And there's another big guy! Okay, just gotta wait for the platform. I'm sure there's gonna be some more ghosts. Obviously, you don't get the armor pickup if you have the armor, so it's kind of redundant anyways. Watch out for the ghost. It slowly keeps going up. And there's another one. I know there's another big guy here. At least he's not throwing his balls at me. It's blue balls. Okay. If I can make it past the ghosts, I think I'll have a fighting chance. Axe. I did not axe for this. It's kind of like the equivalent of saying no thank you. Okay. Headed to the boss. surprisingly not as aggravating as the red devils. At least I think so. They're a lot easier to take care of with the shield, or the cross as the game refers to it. Okay. This is technically the final level of the game. I say technically because the actual final level is beating the devil himself. Now, it's going to be annoying to say goodbye to the knife, but you know what? I think the shield works pretty well. It's just annoying it doesn't work on the unicorns. Okay, get the dragon. Shield time. Now, as you can see, the shield doesn't have that long of a range compared to the other ones, which go across the whole screen, but, well, that's alright. Fireball is just kind of a joke, in all honesty. You know, it's getting intense when it's not even playing the whole music. It's probably responding to how much graphics that was on screen. Yep, I knew that was gonna happen. And of course that guy's dancing. When you got the skeleton dance, you're done. there's no stopping it. See, it just follows you. Okay, let's ride. If nothing else, I'm actually surprised I was able to get this far. I figured just a few more attempts and then I'll call it an episode, because I am definitely not beating this game. Especially when stuff like that happens. Didn't even have a chance. Right, I would keep using the shield, but it does not work on the unicorn. Much like how the fireball, much like how the javelin does not work on the dragon. You can use it to take care of the tail, but that is all it's good for. Probably one more. Yep. Now they made it that far, at least. That's where the red devils kind of remind me of, like, an ancient samurai that is just so confident in their powers that they just know that they wait for the time to strike. I probably could have phrased that better, but I hope you know what I mean. Okay. That's why they give you the javelin, because at least you can actually hit the unicorn. Where is it? Good, because sometimes if he's off screen too long, he'll just charge, and there's just no way you're going to be quick enough to be able to hit him. Ah! If I could figure out how to get through the dragon without taking a hit, now that would be the impressive thing. See, I want to say it's 7 hits to get past the ogre. This is right on top. Okay, provided these next 3 attempts are good ones, I will call it after that. But if nothing else, I hope for all the people that have been saying, ooh, it's Dark Souls level difficulty, I'm here to say no. Dark Souls is a hard game, I'm not going to deny that. But this This is at a time where hard was the norm rather than the exception like Dark Souls was. And even among hard games, this still stands the test on its own. Dang it! I know there's a pattern to the dragon, but I've just yet to figure it out. That was a close one. It's very difficult to get past those dancing skeletons. Yes! That's the trick. Go all the way to the... That'd be the right. Never really quite figured out the whole left and right thing, in all honesty. Woo! Okay. As if this section isn't hard enough already, like, come on! Okay. That's right. Once again, another one of those things I'll be impressed if anybody gets the reference to. Not so much because it's obscure, but you basically have to have been alive at a certain time in history for it to make any sense. Yeah! Now we're cooking with kerosene! You thought I was going to say gas, didn't you? Well, I figure it's more fun this way, because who talks about kerosene anymore? Oh, right, you want to bring the guy down, that's the trick. Oh, come on, under the coast! I don't want the axe. Though it might be good against the bosses. It's not gonna do me any well here. Okay. Okay. See if I can actually get to the end of this stage. So close. I feel robbed. I'm gonna try this one more time. You can tell it's an intense game when it kind of feels like it just ran a little bit. Getting worried. Maybe I was getting a little too close for comfort. There we go. That's the trick to the dragon. Rock the dragon, dragon balls. Sorry, I couldn't resist. One of these days I should actually watch Dragon Ball Z. I believe that's what the theme song was. You tell me it's a good show. I really had much of the time to watch it. Okay, bring him down to my level. Yeah! Oh, come on, you stupid ghost! As if this section isn't hard enough already, they just like to throw in another curveball just to go, ah, die. Okay. Thankfully, they take their turn. And projectile, they fires pretty slow moving. I got this. Yeah! Alright, final boss. Got my heart racing. Final level of the game. The devil himself. This room is an illusion, a trap devised by Satan. Go ahead dauntlessly, make rapid progress. And that's why I've never beaten this game. I could do the first half alright, but the second half is like... Everybody just said, oh, well, just do it again. Well, I will show you that it is actually more difficult this time around. As you may notice, the zombies are coming by a quicker than before. But at least the shield actually is a pretty decent weapon. I think I'll just go a little bit into the second loop, but I have no intention of beating this game, because I have yet to actually beat this game. And I've only got about like another 20 minutes left in the can. I don't think I'm going to be beating this game in that short a time span. No fireball. I'm going to keep the shield. The shield is a pretty good weapon, actually. Works pretty well on the red devils, actually. I wonder if there's a code you can just start with the shield or whatnot. Probably with Game Genie. It's unfortunate that these ghosts right here, no matter what weapon you throw at them, they will not take damage. It's because they have shields out front, I think. And they always come in twos, much like the Sith. But which is the master and which is the apprentice? Good. I wanted to keep the shield. I didn't want to have to start over. I like the shield. Oh, right. The shield doesn't do anything on the unicorn. Dang it. I'll show you anyway. It may seem like it's taking damage, but it's actually not doing a dang thing, see? Pity I'm too far away to not be able to get the knife. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to wait for the spirits to drop me something. Like I said, I've never beat this game. And you know what? I am okay with that. It's like how I can say I never read War and Peace. There's just so many better things to do in this life. I'll admit I've read an abridgment of War and Peace, but I can't imagine anybody that's read the whole, what, like 3,000 page epic. Who has that much time in their life to just read about basically 5 not so interesting characters, and then there's one that's like kind of interesting, but it's just killed off instantly. Darn, I needed what was in that basket. And the other thing to mention as well is that the javelin has no effect on the dragon. I think I already said that. Never mind. I thought I was gonna go in the drink for sure. Give me the one with the basket, dang it. Right. Well, I beat half the game, so I'd say good enough. Until next time, keep having fun. Can you even see me on there?